everybody, this is T with Kate's Crafty Closet, and today I'm going to show you how to make this cool little Christmas ornament, like a little Starburst ornament. This is part of 24 weeks of Christmas that I'm doing with a couple other crafters, and we'll be posting these types of things every Thursday until Christmas. So go ahead and make sure you follow me and hit that like button if you don't mind doing so. And like I said, make sure you follow me, and so you can see every week we'll be doing little projects like this. So the first thing I went ahead and did is have this die set that I've been having for a while. It's from We Are Memory Keepers. This is a nesting Starburst die set. I used the three biggest ones. For the largest one, I cut 2 of them from 100-pound Nina Desert Storm cardstock. So I have 2 of those. And then the next size, I cut 1 in the Nina Desert Storm. And then the smallest one, I went ahead and cut plaid paper. And that plaid paper is just an old paper, little paper stack that I got, I don't know, Lord knows how long ago. It's called Hot Cocoa from American Crafts. And I'm a big plaid person, so I said, why not? Why not use it? So that's just a black one. The other one was the red. So I only had 1 piece of each, but that's okay. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is just put everything to the side and bring in our stars. We're going to ink the edges with all of these with Distress Archival Ink in Vintage Photo, just to give it a little bit more. It allows the eye to see where things end, like it doesn't look like it's infinity and beyond type of situation. So I'm just going to ink those edges. And inking edges on many projects really brings life to the projects. And because this is to me, reminds me of the old country Christmas thing, which I kind of like my Christmas tree to be lately, past year or so. So I'm actually going to use these for my tree this year. And this is something you can really mass produce too. And you can get family members involved with this. Like somebody can die cut, somebody can ink, somebody can glue together. So that's the big one. And we're going to go with the next size. Just need to get a little bit more ink on my sponge dauber. And we're going to ink that one up too. And once we put it together, if we think we need to ink up the outside edges, we can, of the other one. You can't do the inside part, so just make sure you get these inked up the best that you like to your liking. Like you can go darker, you can go lighter. All depends on what the look that you're going for. And it can be different colors too. It's not like you have to, like if your tree is purple and silver, you most certainly can do purple and silver cardstock. I said I'm just going for the country Christmas thing, okay? Then we're going to do our, ink up our plaid here. Even though it's black, you'll still be able to see some of that brown on there because of the white edges. They will disappear. And if you get some of it on the cardstock, that's okay. Okay, so almost done putting ink on all of that. There we go. So next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to come in with some liquid adhesive. You can most certainly use foam tape if you want to give it a little bit more dimension. You can also use double-sided tape as well. I'm just going to use this Craft Bond glue from Elmer's. I'll have to say this glue is really, I had not realized that it's really a decent craft glue, honestly. Like, I'm happy with it. And you can grab it in a pinch should you need it. I was hoping I can find some more of these little tubes, but I have not yet to find any, so I do have a bigger bottle too. Okay. Now I'm just going to do the best of my ability to, get this situated onto here, hold it down. And good thing about it, it does give you a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm happy with that placement. So I'm just going to push it down. Okay. Then we're going to come in with our plaid piece. And we're going to adhere that down as well. Of course, Tony, make sure you're using the right end of the glue to squeeze out. That would have been a mess, right? All right. Kind of put it down so I can see where the glue is going. Okay. Here we go. Then we can put this on here and get it lined up. I'm going by using the little gullies of the Starburst. And if you have just a regular nesting star die, that works too. If you have an electronic die cutting machine, such as a Cricut, an Eclipse, or a Silhouette, that works too. Okay. So next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to put our little wood button on it. You can ink the edges of this button too. Let's just go ahead and do that. You don't have to, but you can. The other one I didn't because it had a different, the first one that I showed in the beginning of the video, I didn't ink the edges of the button because it already had a little bit of different wood look to it. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to grab our liquid glue again. I'm making sure I get some of it on the side of that button because that's actually where it's going to adhere down to. It's not going to really adhere down in that centerpiece. So I'm just kind of making sure. If you have a flat button, then no worries, right? Just trying to make sure I get all the glue off my fingers. And we're going to go ahead and press it down and give it a moment. It's quicker. It dries quicker than I realize sometimes, and that's okay. All right, so we're going to come in with a hole punch. I decided not to hole punch on the tip of it. I decided to go into the little gully of it. You can really put it where you want to. So I just figured it's easier for that slip knot to slip into that gully as opposed to being on top of that. And this time I'm not going to go into the plaid cardstock. I'm going to stay in the craft. Okay. And I'm going to grab a piece. I'm going to grab my string, which totally has disappeared off of my desk as usual, but that's okay. We got another piece over here we're just going to cut. I had pre-cut it earlier, but that's okay. We'll do it. We'll do another one. So we're going to cut this in half like scissors. You know, my infamous Tim Holtz scissors. These are the really large ones. Love these. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and fold this in half. You know, it's like sometimes the struggle can be real. Okay, and then if you have a smaller hole punch, you can use colored twine, baker's twine as well. This is just a natural jute, so to speak. I'm just going to do a slip knot, pull it through. At the top, I'm going to do the same thing and just give it a little knot at the top, and then, you know, when it's time to hang it on the tree, you can certainly just slide in a little hook, or you can just hang it like it is. Okay, and what I decided to do, because I didn't want to see in the hole, I'm going to go ahead and glue this one on the back. Just gives it a little bit more stability, and like I said, to hide that hole. It was, you know, bothering me, and the first time around I didn't get this aligned perfectly because and I'm okay with that because it actually gave it a little bit like an outline. But I've always learned not to stress that it's not perfect because homemade is homemade. I want people to know I made that, so to speak, you know. And I want to say, oh, where did you buy that from? It's like, didn't buy it. Come from a craft room. All right, so I'm going to do my best to line this up to the best of my ability. And so I'm just going to hold it until I get these points together as I possibly can, and hope that it doesn't slip on me like it keeps doing. Like this one at that end, and then this one at this end. And we have this one a little bit off kilter, but that's okay. Rub the glue off, and then I'm going to go in with that ink dauber and sponge dauber, ink dauber, sponge dauber, one of the two. And I'm just going to ink the edge. And you might have to go back and glue some of those tips on. So I'm just going to ink it again. And I'm almost done. But you can do a lot of different things with this. You can do regular circles. You can do squares. You can do anything. But all right. So that is our little ornaments for today. Like, super cool. See, we have two different ones, and like I said, easy to mass produce, easy to do. Get everybody involved, crafty together. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. Make sure you check out my social media links below. Also check out my store website as well, and all those links will be in the description box below. And thank you all, and have a crafty day.